Hi everyone, I am Ignisis, and this is Dead Rising 2 Case 0. Well, it's not just that, it's Dead Rising 2 Case 0, Dead Rising 2, and Case West. This is the full Chuck Green story, or, Suck Peen. So, why this? What is this? So recently, I acquired a modded Xbox, and this was invented, a category, TimeSkip, by Pokisal. It goes off the normal TimeSkip stuff, but now we can actually run Case 0 and Case West without having to wait. So instead of taking like an hour, it's going to be a lot shorter. It's just the game. So I thought it'd be fun to do a run that was Case 0, a full game of 2, or at least ending A, and Case West. So we're going to do all 3 in a row, and I'll try to go over everything that goes with it. Anyway, all of them are new game, and yeah, we'll have a lot of fun. It is certainly a game, so we just hop straight into it, shall we? That being said, TimeSkip requires a modded Xbox 360. This is on the original 360, but I had to get a fucking RGH. I had to get a bunch of stuff set up. It is complicated, and I guess the Dead Rising Discord is probably the best place to get help with that. There was a variety of guides, and it was a massive pain. I know Pokisal made a guide if you actually have all the resources to get this working, but I think it took me like several days of tinkering with to get set up. Oh, before it's worth a lot of it was power adapter. Anyway, Dead Rising 2 Case 0. This is the DLC. Well, hold on. The DLC that came out before Dead Rising 2. It was on the OG Xbox 360, and it's a prequel to Dead Rising 2. It tells you about Chuck Green in a small town.
Right on.
I think like Still Creek. Anyway, we start by making the spiked bat. That will be a necessary item. You need to make it. It is very important for one of the strategies later. You're not going to have a whole lot of items in the game as a whole. Hell, the game for this one caps you out at level 5. So even if you were to level up, I think max you'd get 1 more inventory slot. You don't get a whole lot. So you need the spiked bat. It's important. Now, first, also the loads are long. I should give you a quick tip. I had to buy an SSD, and I also had to buy a special Xbox adapter to get inside the Xbox, because the loads for Case 0 are really bad. Really bad. So, food for thought. If you don't have an SSD, it's gonna be long. But luckily there's a load remover, so that's okay. Anyway, for a few quick things. 1, you may notice I'm not jumping. Jumping is not faster for the most part. 2, jumping can make zombies more aggressive, so ideally you don't want to always jump if you're surrounded by zombies. Right now, we need money. How much money? We specifically need $6,500. It's pretty easy to get if you break all of these machines. Exactly. Hi, YouTube. You got it. It's an order you've broken, and then you get the last right here. That should always equal about 6,700 if you did that right, and it's quite nice. The zombies are aggressive, but usually walking in the line works. Jumping to avoid something like that is nice, but keep in mind, you see that one, how it lunged? Like I said, jumping's kind of rough. Jumping can get pretty bad for the zombies. So if you can avoid jumping, you should definitely avoid jumping. Really, you should only jump if you think you're definitely going to get grabbed. Alright, but yeah, the intro is mostly just doing the prologue. The prologue requires you to get Zombrex. It's in the back here, and it's mostly simple. You get the Zombrex, it's there. Not really a whole lot more to it, right? It's Zombrex. Oh, this mission's weird. It's like Case O-2, and you just walk up to the ambulance. Although, you also want to grab this assault rifle. It's right there. Grab it. And there's Case 0-2. There were 4 cases in general. It goes by pretty quick. We are now on 0-3. I like to nudge forward, and then you can grab this. You're going to wheel it back. Be very careful not to move too much. You don't want to bump it. You also don't want that zombie getting you. You want to do something exactly like that, because pushing this is very ideal. It can get really bad. It gets really bad if any zombies start getting near you and you can't push it. I've mentioned in the past for Dead Rising 2, two-handed weapons are awful. They're truly terrible. You will always drop them, and they're not very good. And the best part about Case 0 is that it's mostly two-handed weapons, so, yeah, that's gonna be fun, ain't it? Yeah, you just run straight forward, and we can begin the main crux of Case 0, which is going to be gathering the bike parts. You don't need to worry about Zombrex, because shockingly enough, I already have the Zombrex. You get it from the mission there. I mean, you could get more in the game, but you only really need it, 1, if you're trying to do the set it for Dead Rising 2, which is on the original console, or 2, you're trying to do some of the side missions, which we're not doing this. We're doing main game. So, what does that leave us with? We need to gather 5 bike parts, we need to give Katie Zombrex, which we already have, and then we are going to have to defeat the boss and escape. There's only one boss here, it will be Jed, and Jed is a pain, but don't you worry, we'll learn more about Jed. Anyway, we're hitting our first major trick of the game. Hell, I would argue this is one of the only tricks in Dead Rising 2 stuff here. It's cool, though. I'm not sure why it works, I don't know what to call it. It's similar to queen duping, but I guess it's like location duping in a way. It only works in case 0. Why? I have no idea. I have no idea why this is exclusive to case 0 of all things. But the way that it works is like this. In order to beat the game, one of the requirements is you need the 5 bike parts. And one of those parts is a steering wheel, which belongs to a man named Dick. Dick is right there. Now, Dick wants you to kill all the zombies before you talk to him. He gets mad. We're not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to pull out the watch and at the same time pushing the map. You should get this, you hit aim, you talk to him, and then you run away. And then you push B again, and then you talk to him over here. You want to mash until he gets, let's get a move on. From then, you can pull out your watch, and then you get back your actions. So what I just did is, I managed to spawn Dick without having to be anywhere near him. Normally, you would have to be right next to him, you'd have to free him, and then recruit him, and then he goes with you. This way, I recruit him, he just runs straight to the exit, which is much, much better. As well, another fun little trick here is you just mash the B button once you are here. Somebody. After, there we go. You just mash the B button with the dialogue, right about here. You have the door open. You're going to be teleported in here, but the door is now going to be open. Anyway, you're buying a moose head and the wheel. You'll ignore the wheel for now, and since the door is open, I opened it during that little, like, transition fade. And now the moose head. The directions that we're going are going to be very specific, so I don't need to go too much over that. But right now, we need to get a key. This jump is a pain. You can try it there, it doesn't work. You can try it up here, guess what? It also doesn't work. Realistically, this jump works, like, half the time. It never works. So, good luck. Hell, I barely get it half the time. See, it's a lot nicer when you're not doing the modded version because you can do that. The jump is RNG. You can take the same wave 5 times, you're never going to land it. Anyway, why do you need to do that jump? Because in this room is a key. Also, whenever we drop the moose head, we want to do it from item switching. You don't want to do it by, what's the word? You don't want to, like, unequip it manually. You want to swap items. Anyway, we're now going to jump over these rooftops, because while I got the key I need for one of the bike parts, we are now going to need to go to the gun shop. Also, there are 2 ways to avoid a hard fall. 1, you do a minor attack like that. 2, you run at max speed, and then you slow down like that. I'll try to get the other one in this hole. Doesn't always work. Almost had it. Not quite. Probably you fall if that happens, which is okay, but you can see it takes time. Anyway, we're doing all of this for a shotgun, and congratulations, we now have all the weapons for the boss that we will need. So, you may be wondering, why did we need that bat? Hey, we got a bat. We randomly got a spiked bat earlier. Spiked bat doesn't seem like it would be very good. Allow me to introduce you to the strongest boss in Dead Rising 2. His name is Jason and Archie. What we're gonna do is we're gonna drop the moose head right about here. We're gonna get nice and safe. Tell me you can drop it elsewhere if you want. We're gonna kill Jason. We're just gonna beat him to death with this bat. He's kind of weird on how you hit him. You normally want to hit him from the front and the side. He will defect. And then we can take his handlebars. That is the fastest way to get it. And now, the issue is Archie. Because Archie is going to want to kill me. So I'm going to get rid of the bat, and I'm going to shoot Archie with a shotgun. I don't care about killing him, I just need him gone.
Hello?
From then, we are going to run away as fast as we can with the moose head. We're heading back to Dick's shop. So while I got the handlebars, the thing is Archie is drastically overpowered. And he's trying to beat me to death right now because I killed his friend. Why did I have to shoot him? Because if I didn't shoot him, I will never be able to get the moose head on and get the wheel. Remember what I said about two-handed weapons being terrible?
Sweet.
Something worse than two-handed weapons being terrible. And that is two-handed weapons being terrible while a man named Archie wants to hunt you down and kill you. There he is. So, remember how I mentioned that jumping around zombies is going to make them more aggressive? Jumping with two-handed weapons makes you faster with two-handed weapons. However, it makes you more prone to zombies. If you get hit at any moment with a two-handed weapon, you will drop it, and the run will be almost immediately dead because you will never be able to pick it back up. So not only are you avoiding the zombies, you're also avoiding Archie, who will hit you. He's also one of the fastest characters in all of Dead Rising. Why? Honestly, I can't tell you why. He's motivated by spite, I guess. You call his motorcycle lame, so he hates you. Anyway, in total, we'll be making 3 trips to the junkyard. This is trip 1. We have the handlebars and the wheel. If you're wondering why did we grab the wheel right now, it's just safer for Archie. He's gonna despawn once we go into the next area. So the next wave of items, he won't be there anymore, which is why it's gonna be a lot safer. But no, if you try getting the other ones, but you can, I mean, Archie's on the loose. He might hit you. So it's more safety than anything. So we have 3 items left, and I said we're doing 3 trips in total. We did 1, there are 2 more. Now, item number 2 is going to be kind of fun because, well, it's really easy to get. It's a gas can. And it's like, right here. There it is. Right there. A gas can. Congratulations. You got the gas can.
Excellent.
Good job. I have nothing better than you got the gas can. It's just there. That's it. It's a gas can. It's one-handed. There it is. Oh, yeah, no, that's a gas can. So, at this point, we have 2 items left. They're both going to be in roughly the same area. We're going to go in here, we're going to buy a moose head. If you're wondering why did we need $6,700 or $6,500, it's just for 3 moose heads. Also, this guy's here. I want to avoid him. I got turboed. Yep, the only reason you do it is for the moose head. 1 item's in that shed. If you're wondering why I went up there earlier for the key, that is why. You need the shed key in order to get that item. So you do it on the way to Archie. And then the other item is right back here, which is kind of funny because, like, this one feels a lot easier than the others to get because it's just right here. I think the way you're meant to do this, you're meant to go behind the movie theater, but, like, if you see the alley early and go down it, you just find it. Anyway, this is probably, like, the worst time to mention the two-handed thing. Hey, there's a good sign right there. You see? You get touched, weapon will drop. I did that so I can show off the mechanic, right? That's why we did that. The mechanic showing off. Hello again. So you can see the problems that Case Zero has. The best bet that you really have is if you're around zombies, just don't jump. It is faster, but the problem is it's much faster to not drop your weapons. How's it going, Matt City? Hope you're doing good. I'm gonna be good here. We are. Alright, and with all of that, we're almost done with the whole run. All that will be left is the boss fight and the escape. Case Zero is pretty quick when you're not waiting an hour, isn't it? If you're wondering how long do these runs take, with the in-game timer or the load remover, Case Zero currently is about a 13-minute run, and Case West is about an 11-minute run, as goofy as that might sound. If you're wondering, with all the waiting, Case Zero is about an hour and 10 minutes, and Case West is, I want to say, 1 hour and 40 minutes. I actually still have the record in Case West, because nobody wants to wait for an hour and 30 minutes. Shockingly enough, waiting an hour and 30 minutes for a speedrun isn't that fun. That's why TimeSkip is cool. Which, yeah, no, props to Pokisal. The fact that we have TimeSkip on an actual console is wild. This isn't Xenia, this isn't like an emulator. I don't know how many there are. Like, this is an actual 360. That being said, it's a modded 360, but yeah. Technically, I had to buy 2 different Xboxes for Dead Rising 2. Which is kind of funny, because now the Series X that I bought, I was joking about it, it's a machine for Super Ultra Dead Rising 3. Imagine saying that you have an Xbox solely for Super Ultra Dead Rising 3. I mean, in all fairness, I have a Wii for Dead Rising Chop to Drop. Sometimes it works out that way, I guess, chat. Anyway, there's the moose head, our last moose head. and we're simply gonna run down the street with that. Now, one of the big things coming up is I'm gonna have to lock in, because we are about to fight Jed. Jed is a weird fight. You run chop to you drop. Apparently, I routed the game better for that, as goofy as that sounds. Like, I think the world record I set got beat for that game, but I actually had world record for like a month. And then apparently my new strats were quote-unquote poached. That being said, I want to mention right now, there's no such thing as stealing speedrun strats. It's speedrun. There's only so many things you can do with it. I can't believe it. You played the game the way I played it. How dare you? Some people get kind of weird about it, but no, I mean, like, the strat I used in that game was just playing better. And using Otis's shortcuts, I think, because people didn't know they existed. Alright, but yeah, no, at this point, there's the last item we need. It's another two-hander, and we're just heading right back to the safe house. Ideally, you'd want to go in as straight a line as possible, but, you know, the zombies, sometimes you can't do that. Sometimes you get the line you chose. Anyway, we're almost done with the whole DLC here with Case Zero. We'll go into the Dead Rising 2 base in a moment. Now, Jed, how do you fight him? So Jed is like many bosses of Dead Rising. You may have noticed earlier I grabbed an assault rifle and the shotgun. We are primarily going to be using the shotgun. That is the big strat we'll be doing here. The assault rifle does have a purpose though, and it is a good backup. Now, we're going to open the fight with the assault rifle, and ideally we want to shoot him about once. If you do not shoot him, he will run away. Anyway, the bike is now completed. We have finished this part. And you know what? For the purposes of this video, this run that we're doing right now, that's mostly explaining things, how about I show you a safety save that you can make? Also, there's the time skip. We're going straight to nighttime. We're going to, you know, Katie Zombrex. It probably won't go wrong, but also this isn't like a valid board run. I don't have the load remover, but how about we just make a save really quick? You can make it right here. It would work. There you go. Same. So if I died to Jed, then I have the save for Jed, and we don't have to do all that again. I'd rather not re-record 16 minutes, right? All right, so Jed. Again, we're gonna run up to him. We want to shoot him about once. The thing is, if you shoot him too much, he's gonna shoot you. You getting shot, bad. Him getting shot, good. I know that's like caveman terms, but yeah, we don't want him copying my speedrun strat here. I'm telling you, I guess it's my Pokisals. We're gonna shoot him, we're gonna run up to him, and we want melee attacks. So the shotgun out. There are two attacks. There's the poke, and then there's the swing. The poke is really good. The swing is really bad. The reason why is he'll do that. Anyway, I might be dead. Maybe. We win. Good fight. There it is. Jed is dead. So, really like that. You just want to kind of keep him in range. You want to try making sure you reverse when you need to. Most of that fight is a healthy balance of just range. Remember, if you're too far, he shoots you. If you're too close, he hits you melee. So you kind of want to be in that sweet spot where he's doing melee, but not hitting melee. And then, yeah, no, most of the fights with the shotgun. So keep that in mind. The shotgun's all of our damage. The sole reason we use the the assault rifle is to get him not in, like, bad range. Anyway, at this point, we ride the motorcycle outward. Yeah, we have a motorcycle ride. It ends the game. You just leave town, you're good to go. Now, I should mention that the lag here is going to be painful if you're doing this. So, Pokisal recommends you hold it at half speed. I feel like this is something that you need to practice, and it's not something that you can really explain. But yeah, holding it at half throttle is probably the best idea. It's bad. Anyway, an ad's about to play on Twitch. If you want to avoid the ads, sub the channel Prime Gaming. During the time of the ad, we'll probably be setting up for the next game. Anyway, yeah, just make sure you drive smooth. Remember, getting there is better than crashing into everything. Even if it takes a little bit more time, you want to be careful of going full speed. Good morning, ads. Gotta be doing good. And with that, Case Zero. We'll play out the cutscene, because why not? But yeah, that was Case Zero, everyone. You know what the funny part is? I think I sort of beaten my PB by a lot. I mean, if I didn't save, it probably beaten my PB. I should have checked the IGT. Anyway, there we go. That is Case Zero. Like I said, we'll watch the ending cutscene here, because it's fun. Let's go. Favorite Dead Rising 2 Psycho? I think I made a video about that. Antoine, the King Cuisine, or Slappy. One of the two. My Dead Rising tier list. I should make another tier list of, like, I don't know. I can do the game tier list that everybody does. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Would that be lazy content, chat? Do the Dead Rising game tier list? Yeah, I did an all bosses tier list. The saddest part, though, is I don't even get ad revenue on that video. Speaking of ad revenue, if you're watching this on the YouTube video in the future, remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, I'm gonna remind you after every run. Remember RE4 on Wii as a kid. Also, hey, for the YouTube VOD watchers, I've been streaming on YouTube. We have, hell, some of the YouTube stream watchers have been watching it now. So, it's there. Just saying. Also, I looked it up on the 1-year anniversary for YouTube streaming. July, I think 16th or 17th, I think. I have to double check, but it's around July 16th for the 1-year anniversary on YouTube. It's been almost 1 year on YouTube. It's got hot takes. My hot take is Dead Rising 4 is not that bad. There's 3. And apparently, DRDR not being bad is also a hot take. That guy's no personality? What do you mean? He's a dad.
We made it this far. I will not stop until you're safe.
He's
Nothing
also
is
square.
More important than that. You understand? Let's get going.
He also likes whiskey. How is that not a personality? Come on. Ooh, exactly. Anyway, there is case 0. Alright, with that, let's look at the next one. I like good old Suck, chat. He's not a bad man. Alright, there's Dead Rising 2, Case West. And GG. That's like whiskey, that's true. Anyway, I'll set up the Xbox here. Also, yeah, I'd get like a whole modded Xbox setup. It was such a pain. This will be set up for later. No, not Amy. Also, I hope that didn't do anything too bad there. Yeah. Alright. Now we're good. Alright, that's gonna get Case West for later, but we're not doing Case West right now. Right now, we are actually gonna be doing Dead Rising 2. Base. Oh my god, please do not. Stay plugged in. Stay plugged in. Alrighty, now we're doing Dead Rising 2. Like I said, we're doing the whole thing here. The Chuck Green, or Suck Peen story. For what it's worth, I like Chuck. I don't know, the name's too funny. Call me immature if you want. Alright, so Dead Rising 2 base. I have good news and bad news about this game. Which do you want to hear first? Because I'll tell you. Alright. So, we're doing a new game file, fresh. This is the main story. So, it's going to be new game, ending A. We're not doing all bosses this time. We might do that in the future. But this is just the regular one. Anyway, Dead Rising 2. What about this game? I love this game. I really like this game. Okay. Oh my god, dude, it looks so much better than Case 0. I'm just saying that right now. You know what, Dead Rising 2? I've grown to like this game a lot. I don't know. The more I play this game, the more I'm liking it. I want to think of more challenge ideas for this game, but I don't know what to make. If anyone has any recommendations, I mean, not the end of the world, throw them out, I guess. I might be more open. Because I don't really know for this one. Anyway, going back into this. I am playing on PC, by the way, yes. It is a pain to get this game working, so good luck. That's the best answer I got. It is a pain. So, you may be wondering, what are we doing right now? You must win Terror is Reality. Do not let Leon win. You need to win Terror is Reality. It is a necessity. You gotta win. You may be asking, why? One, it's Leon is RNG, but you should be able to win every time. Sometimes he does really good. Usually, you should be able to do better. So, why do you need Winterra's reality? This is going to be really weird. But you don't care about the money. You don't care about the money at all. The money doesn't matter. That's right, so we're doing good today. Enjoy your lurk. What you care about is that very minor bit of experience that you get in the top left. By getting the prize money, you get 5,000 PP. The sole reason we win isn't for the 10k. Or I think it's like, what, 12k? It's for 10,000 or 5,000 PP. Is DR my favorite game to speedrun? Our games. I mean, I like them a lot, but like, I don't know, my favorite's probably Sonal 2 these days, I guess. In the intro, the best way of doing this is you want to go for a grab, and then you turn around and you hope you get grabbed. You want to get grabbed from behind, you're going to be taking back shots. Why? Well, saving Katie doesn't do anything, and it takes a long time. In fact, you know what, Kings? You should have people save you. So we're going to die in this alley, and then Katie's going to drag us back in the safe house. Drag us back to the safe house. I like to imagine she, like, was just pulling you, like, down the stairs, and then your head, like, hit every stair on the way down, like, thunk, 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 thunk. But, we don't know how she got you back. We just know she does it. See? There she is. How she did it, I don't know. Oh, God. It just works. Alright, I do hope that we're not gonna have a problem, because I'm not gonna lie, I've been running... Oh, God. No, not that. Also, hopefully your controller's better connected than mine. I have some port problems. If that happens, it'll be okay. Anyway, so this is going to be, like I mentioned, the regular route. Not all bosses, but regular ending A. And we are going to run into some issues with this game. Notably, if you know anything about Dead Rising, it's kind of hard. Like, all the games are hard to get into. I don't mean, like, this is the hardest game ever made, but learning how to speedrun Dead Rising is a bit of a task, especially on a new game. One of the big issues of this game is, you know anything about Dead Rising speedrunning, especially with 1, 2, and off the record, boarding is the best way to get around. Kind of. The reason why I've warmed up to this, you know, the Chuck Green story a lot is because it's a bit different than the others. You start with boarding, but at some point we're going to want to swap our movement to something else. If you're wondering why, it's because of how boards work in this game. We're going to grab this pistol and 3 skateboards. So, if you can skateboard the whole time, that's great. The board has 4 hits, and you are a lot wider than Frank is, somehow. If you are stepping on the gas, quote-unquote, the board is massive. So, if you want to weave through zombies, you gotta take your foot off the gas. If you hit 4 kill, the board will shatter. Keep that in mind. You want to try damaging your board as little as possible. We're going to be using the boards for a good bit. Anyway, we're going to be going to the pharmacy, and this is our first fight. You're going to just be headshotting all 3 dudes. You have plenty of ammo. You can use a little gun, so don't worry about being accurate. In fact, you want to get rid of the gun right when you're done with it. Alright, and now we're going to recruit Denise. Why? Whenever you recruit a survivor, they give you a small amount of PP. That being said, we don't actually care about saving Denise. It's just recruiting her will give me that much. And here's a fun trick. We're going to crash this into this wall. A utility cart, any pushable. This will work every time. Don't swap inventory. Keep on the board. And now you can do a trick called ghost boarding. This is pretty fun when it works, and it is really unique to this game. But now I have the power to skateboard through every single zombie in the game. Funny enough, this works in all iterations. This will work in Case West. It'll work in BR2 Case 0. I'll even work in Off the Record, but you don't need to use it in Off the Record. But yeah, look at that. I just boarded through every zombie instead of having to worry. All that stuff I said, throw it out the window. Now, you may be wondering, why not do that all the time? Isn't that really good? It only works if you can do that. You know, clutch trans? I'm not trans. I was, yeah, no, I'm not trans. This new trick? No, it's been in the route for a while. Okay. And now we go back to Katie, and there we go. TimeSkip is pushing us forward, and we may continue the game. That being said, are there risky parts of this run? Absolutely. Like I did for Case 0, I will make the safety save where we're supposed to make the safety save, so keep that in mind. We're going to be hitting our next trick of this game. It's funny because you call it a trick. It's kind of a trick. Admittedly, all the boarding is way easier and off the record. So, that's the first thing that popped up. Well, yeah, people are weird. I don't know why. Probably usually better to ask the source, huh?
Right on.
All right. Like I said, boards have 4 health. I'm not boarding through these guys. They're going to decimate my board. So, we are now going to be going to the next mission, a live on location. The next trick we're going to be doing, hold on, is going to be a little bit strange, because you need to learn, I don't know how many of you play Souls games, but you're going to need a bit of a claw grip, because you want to tap up on your inventory twice whenever you're going through, like, a horde of zombies. Instead of dismounting, if you tap up, you will just get off the board immediately like that. Normally if you get off, Chuck will do this long animation where he, like, dismounts and you'll get grabbed, and it's really bad. So we don't want to do that. Eldritch Bunny, thank you for the Prime Gaming for 4 months. Enjoy the emotes and the scissors, and thank you very much. I hope you're doing good. And cheers. So yeah, with the boarding, if you want to keep it safe, if you ever feel like you're about to hit a zombie, what you could do is something like this, where you just double tap twice, and it works really well. I'm actually doing really good on my boarding. Of all things, this run is doing very good on boarding. So, wasn't AI? I mean, you kind of assumed I was, so... I mean, no harm, no foul, but, yeah, well, how about we just move past it? Anyway, we're gonna be recruiting Rebecca, and now I have the skateboarding magazine. As you may notice, I now have better boards. I went from 4, now I have 12. Is that much better? Not really. So, some strats you may do here. If you have 3 inventory, what you can try and do is you can actually try and block this entryway with the, that little, what is that, like a cart? You can try and do that. Or you can just walk into her like that, and that works too. But sometimes she'll go away. But if you can talk to her earlier, she'll start moving earlier. Is she moving? There you go. She is moving. Anyway, we're gonna let Rebecca be Rebecca, and, yeah, no, we're just gonna go straight to the back here. LeBron's boarding on good. I'm not gonna know. I don't have the load remover on, so won't be able to say. I mean, probably not. Anyway, if you are a gooner, you can change right here. This is the underwear. This is the only time you really get an outfit change. So if you, yeah, if you want Chuck's ass, you can do it here. We do it every time. So we just, you know what? It's Pride Month during the time of this. Let's go for it. There you go. Tap a Pride chat. Anyway, during this time, what you should be doing is there is a car over there, and you can run over zombies. So, you should run over zombies. I'm a fool, though, who didn't really do that, because I kept changing into Chuck's underwear. If I only did it once, I'd have had enough time, but I did too many times, so. Chat, you should not be asking AI. If I'm telling you I'm not trans, I don't know why you're assuming that. Also, my Twitter bio does not have a trans pride emoji. I don't have any emojis. I don't know why you would, what's the word? Yeah, don't be assuming things. It's getting kind of weird, chat. More power to people who want to be trans, but, no, I've never done any of that. In fact, AI is useless entirely. I don't know why you'd ever trust AI about anything. Anyway, there's supposed to be a shotgun here. I don't know where it went, but luckily it won't matter, because we need 3 inventory slots. We're gonna wait back here, and we're actually gonna get this cart nice and ready, right? We're gonna take it, and we're gonna put it right about, let's say here. You know exactly what's happening. Also, I don't have any mods, but yeah, I might have to start timing people out. I don't know why chat's being weird. Anyway, that was mission 1-3. With the cart, we are doing this. We're gonna ram it into the wall. Same principle applies, ghost boarding still works. The only downside of the ghost boarding is it only works the item in hand, so unfortunately, if you do want to do it, you have to give up the board. But it all works out, since we can just do that. Thank you, Wondrous. No EU mods? I have, like, 3 mods total these days. Maybe 4. Really depends per day. Anyway, continuing on the actual run here. What we're going to be doing is we are going to do some platforming. I hope you're good at platforming. Also, I play a rousing game of drink the beer for health, because I'd rather not die. The best thing I'd say about this is you want to jump earlier than you think. Later than you. You want to jump earlier than you think. The game is a little bit laggier than off the record, so if you try jumping later than you, like... If you try jumping when you, like, think you should be jumping, you might fall off. Just keep that in mind. But we will have to do some collecting of Zombrex for Katie. It's quite important. Wonders here? Thank you, Wonders. Alright, and that is case 1-, really all the 1- cases. Boarding has been pretty damn good. In fact, I don't think I've taken any damage on this board yet. Like, I've actually maximized my boards almost entirely. It's been very good. And we shall be continuing. However, the run is going to start hitting the combat section. If you do not know, I would say that Dead Rising 2 New Game is probably the hardest of the regular runs. I guess maybe Dead Rising 3 might actually be if you're not using any of the DLC, but... Yeah, this is regular TimeSkip New Game, because I wanted to do all the, like, the Chuck Green story. So I thought it'd be fun. Anyway, for ending a new game, this mission right here coming up, this whole stretch is where the run really starts to get difficult. I will show you the safety saves you can make, and I will explain everything that we are doing. We're also going to be keeping the board for a bit, but won't be here permanently. So, Ticket to Ride. This is the mission where you need to hop on the train. There's going to be a few things here. Also, if any moment, if you need to refresh your skateboard, the shop's right there. There's no shame in it. Some people, like, for your safety, you want to make sure you always have, like, 2 boards, I should say. Maybe 3 if you feel kind of risky on it. Now, could you get away with 1 board? Yes. Should you get away with 1 board? Probably not. It's not that easy. In fact, it's pretty difficult. I will also say that moonboarding works in this game. You may recognize it in Off the Record that you jump off a slope, you can go higher. It does work. It's harder, but it works. The only problem is it doesn't really have any uses in this game. Anyway, fun routing here. You want to make sure that you are going to the back of this theater. You can jump up here, and we are getting the next Zombrex, which is right here. You're going to need a lot of these throughout the game. You cannot miss any. So... keep that in mind. Now, we haven't really had any weapons yet. We've kind of been skateboarding everywhere. We're about to get our first actual weapon. Now, what is this weapon, you might be asking yourself? It is... gun. Happy Scandy, hope you're doing good. Hope all is well with you. Hope I'm well. I am well. I am. We're going to be getting the next Zombrex. Funny enough, by the way, this is going to be the Ted fight. It spawns. You don't have to do it. You just have to ignore it. So don't do the Ted fight. But it is present. It is here. Just to point that out. Ted's still active. We're going to ignore him. We're ignoring Ted. Screw Ted. Now... oh my god. Game. Let me up. Thank you. We're going to be going up. Make sure to avoid Ted. There's a risky jump that you can do. We're taking it safe. We've got the Zombrex and the LMG. Now, the LMG does have an interesting property. Only 1 LMG can be active at a time normally. There is a case you can get 2. It's not going to come into, you know, it's not going to come into the matter here. But we have 1 LMG, and you want to save it for a good bit of time. We're going to be doing a few things with it, and there are options up ahead. I should also mention, at this point in time, the experience routing is finally going to start mattering. We're going to be going down here to the service door, service tunnels underground, and we are going to be, dealing with TK's goons. Now, I think by the end of this run, we hit like level 8, right? What you end up getting is randomized from levels 2 through 8. Also, give me that. We will be making a save. This is a safety save. I highly recommend you make it if you do not have it. It's going good, episode 0. We did one of them earlier, and now we're on this. And now we're gonna be fighting. So the way it's gonna work, I always recommend this. One, aim for the head, and like you want to pulse your shots. So like I just kind of keep tapping the X button or whatever the square on this one, like square X or whatever you want to call it. You just tap that, and you want to go for a nice headshot. Usually pulsing does better for damage, a lot better. And now we're gonna enter the train. You wait for a moment and then full gas up ahead. If you don't wait, they're gonna shoot you or throw shit at you, and then you won't be able to make it. But so you want to make, also Denise said, oh no, you want to make sure that when you're hitting this turn right here, you should be able to make your way. I hope I didn't hit that amp. I may have done it on accident, but I think we're fine. I definitely, all right, I curved way too early. I would have had it if I didn't curve that early. That was my fault. That's okay. That was my bad right there. And it'll be alright. I think I make this one next. Maybe. Maybe. No, I don't think I make that. Nope. Anyway, this will last as ever long as you're alive, so don't worry too much about that. I have definitely choked here, though. Anyway, I think I'm good here. Oh my god. Alright. Let it be known. Messed up the turn I was supposed to do. Also, I think the thing I was supposed to be on is on the right, but I can't get to the right. Oh, no. Alright, mate. Do you think I can hit this? Honestly, let's try it. There we go. Warm-up run. No, it's a no reset run. No reset run. That first turn, just go a little bit more to the left when you start. Anyway, two ways of doing this. The safe route, you kill every goon. You'll level up by the time you're out of here. Every goon must die. You can also heal. The risky route, you board through them. I will definitely say, though, I recommend, especially if you're starting off, you should kill. We hit level 2. I got... What did I get? Attack damage increase. That's bad. I got a bad upgrade. Bad upgrade. Bad upgrade. That's alright. Bad upgrade. Hexland, I'm going to channel for 20 months.
I didn't know there were zombies in this game.
Right, it's wild. I can't believe it. Oh, we doing good? Thank you very much, Kickslam. I hope you are doing good today. Anyway, speaking of goofy speedrun strategies, allow me to introduce you to the dumbest strategy in this game. There's been some dumb ones, this one's dumber. If you hold accelerate twice, you go twice as fast. So, on controller, I hold the right trigger. On keyboard, I hold W. By holding the gas button twice as fast, you go twice as fast. No way, I can't believe it. Anyway, you want to take your car to about here, and you actually want this guy's shotgun. It's worth giving up the board. We're not going to need boards too much soon. You want to have the LMG, and you want to have the... What's the word? You want to have the shotgun. Shotgun's going to be very important coming up. Honestly, if you don't have an LMG, it's worth just getting 2 shotguns. And I'm sorry I'm working 2 hours. Sorry to hear. I hope you'll be alright. Anyway, here's, what, Brandon? We're ignoring him. Yeah, that's it. You just ignore him. You don't need to fight him. Off the record, you gotta fight him in this game? Nah. No need. Alright, yeah, this part we're just heading back. You don't need to worry too much about your boarding. Even if he does go red, that's okay. Mainly because we'll be hitting the skateboard shop right there. What do you press it 3 times? Oh, I don't think anything happens. Upgrades are usually pooled. So, like, I think 1 to 5 has... Actually, no, I think it's 2 through 10. It's the same upgrades every time, but it's randomized in a pool of upgrades. So, in theory, you can get absolutely shafted. Am I getting a Switch 2? I might. I'm going to check the midnight launch. If I get one, awesome. If I don't, then that might be bad, but we'll see. It should be fun. Okay, so what are the good upgrades, you might be wondering? Health is okay. It's not bad. It's not great. It's on the better side, but it's not great. Ideally, you'd want different upgrades. Stock is the best. Range damage is pretty good, because it affects your guns. But you want stock or range damage. Even health would be okay. Anything else is garbage. I think you get, like, sometimes it's combo cards. Sometimes you get, like, attack damage, which is useless. You might get a lot of stuff like that. If you don't get stock or health or range damage, you're SOL. Anyway, the safety save will be right here if you are making them. Let's assume you try and learn it right here. Personally, I don't really like go for this because at this point, if you are dying here, your run probably dies. But this is hell. Run for the Money is the chapter that makes most people not want to run Dead Rising 2 base. Is it easier to run control over keyboard and mouse? Yes. However, you can still be good on keyboard and mouse. It just doesn't feel right. Like, I think most Dead Rising games are always going to be controller-based, but honestly, some people do. I think a lot of top times do actually use keyboard and mouse. But at least for this game, you still want 2 forms of input, so you would need a controller anyway. So I was thinking about the weight is toxic. Okay, which weight? And we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Alright, time for the fights. So in the Americana, these gentlemen are going to be kind of rough. What are we going to do? Well, we're actually going to conserve the shotgun ammo. And, well, you could YOLO past them. Make sure you kill everyone. Especially for safety. And starting off, you want everyone dead. There we go. It's okay to run a little bit out of ammo in that case. You can see that happen. I'm actually going to use all the LMG because it's about to run out, and it did. Also, with pulsing your shots, that's also why you want to do it more, because these things might not always go down immediately. Also, just not the coffee creamer. We're going to play this very safe right now because I would rather not die. In fact, I don't know why I grabbed that. I'm probably going to have like 2 skateboards coming up. Okay, we're good. We're good. We made it. That's the Americana. Now, the shotgun. We are keeping that. It is very important we keep the shotgun for the second vault. You want at least 1 shotgun. Ideally, you would want 2 guns and 2 boards. If you have a second stock, you'd probably have 2 gun, 2 board. But having more board is probably going to be better. The main reason why is... I'm actually going to get rid of this gun. You can get more gun. You can't get more board. This is the only time you get to get more board. So, hell, even 3 board might be worth it. 1 gun, 3 board. And you can also see the zombies really packing it up right now. They are clumping in a way that is not good for us. This board's probably already going to go. If you're wondering how far do we need the boards to go, we need them to go to, I think, about 4-2, 4-1. We'll be getting rid of them soon, but we need them for now. Alright, to the next series of vaults. You may be wondering what happens here. Well, I'll show you. This one is one of the tougher ones. There's a guy all the way in the back. So, shotgun blast. You may be wondering why I grabbed this. Also, you might dismount earlier than you should. If you do this right, it will pop them in the head and 2-shot them. I'm actually going to drop the shotgun and grab the assault rifle, and I'm going to do the rest of these guys with their own guns. Because as you can see, that shotgun is very good. If I'm going to, you know, place it's a lot safer, I would like to play with worse weapons. In addition, I'm going to use their own weapons on this. Now, there's a glitch that can happen. It's okay if it does. I recommend re-aiming or moving your angle if it happens. If the power drill is not taking damage, that is not your fault. That is the game's fault. This game is not the best made sometimes. So, what should you do? Change your angle or even change your weapon. It will happen. I guarantee you, it will happen. For some reason, it doesn't happen to the LMG as much. So, ideally, the LMG is pretty good at taking those out. But the shotgun's really good at taking out the goons. So, keep that in mind. You may also be wondering, which way should I be taking on the skateboard? You just took 2 different paths. The answer is always, which path has the least amount of zombies? You need the board to stay alive. You don't really care about getting from A to B sometimes. Ideally, you want to go the most straight path you can go. However, if your board breaks, you ain't going any path. Now, if you do want to play it safe, there is a save inside of this bathroom. You can make it. I'm not going to make it this time just because we can just do it. But you can make the save there. You need everyone dead. Keep that in mind. So, once again, shotgun time. You can use all your ammo right now. This is why we saved it. And the shotgun has a very surprising range. You'd be kind of shocked about how good it is. Or how bad it is in this case. There we go. Alright, and there we go. That is the shotgun. Like I said, we don't need it anymore. We'll continue using their own weapons on the vaults. But one of the cool things about this game is this is the only time 2 LMGs spawn. If you want 2, you can get 2, but we're grabbing 1 right there. And we'll actually be doing something pretty cheeky. First off, we're healing. Second off, this board we're going to throw out. I don't care if this board breaks. I'm okay if it breaking. Ideally, I don't... Alright, that's fine. Now, you may be wondering, why am I okay with that? Because, this chick right here, I'm going to steal her cart. Hey, give me that. Give me that. And, wait, not that. Hold on. Out of the way, you. Out of the way. Any pushable item will work. Remember that. Any pushable item works. I probably could have gone for that one, but if you ever want a ghost board, you ever feeling risky, any pushable item. As you just need to crash on the wall. Wheelchairs, carts, anything. How's enjoyed? Welcome on in, and doing some Dead Rising 2 stuff. I've been trying to do with this game a lot more. I'm doing a commentated run for a YouTube video later, but I always talk to chat during these. I figured it'd be fun, it's been a while. So, if you have any option of health, I recommend grabbing it. I think there's a beer right there. I think there's a hot dog coming up. Health is good to have. It's not the end-all be-all, but you want to be healthy going into this section. This is the worst part. So the way I like to do it is I hug the right as much as possible because all of TK's goons are right over there. And you don't want them to shoot you. Normally, they will shoot you less inside this planter, and you have a lot of ammo, so just pulse fire at the truck right there. And hopefully you can get a nice position where they won't shoot you, and, yeah, just keep firing until dead. Now, I will definitely say, whether or not you get shot is entirely RNG. Sometimes goons are nice, sometimes they're not. They were nice that time. We actually don't even give a shit about the LMG anymore. Throw that out. We don't need it. But that is the hardest mission in Dead Rising 2 base. One of 2, I would say. Like, that's the major roadblock. If you can do that, congratulations, you can run Dead Rising 2. We are now going over to 4-1, the source. The source is going to be like the source of speed, because we're changing the source of speed. Why? Well, as you may have noticed, I've kind of been stressing out about the skateboard thing the whole time. Remember that? The skateboards are kind of rough. You may have been, like, on edge, like, oh my god, the boarding is so terrible, and off the record, I can just eat every hit I want. That's true. So what we're gonna do is we're changing the route. Instead, we're gonna be going right here, and we are going to be grabbing the Juice Boost. The Juice Boost is your best friend. This is going to change the route very much, and is going to make the run much, much easier. Morning, Warzine. Are we doing good? They have Canadian... Is that Canadian Radio Shack, actually? That's an interesting station. Are we doing good? So, what is Juice Boost? It will make all juices last twice the length. So, instead of regular Quick Step, you have ×2 Quick Step. Quick Step is going to be our best friend for the rest of the run. Anyway, the LMG is back. That's why you throw it out, so you can get a fresh one. You want full ammo for this upcoming fight. You're now going to get the board, and you're going into the German restaurant. I don't remember the name of it. German restaurant. Anyway, say goodbye to the board and the magazine. You don't need it anymore. You can grab a couple of beers if you want. Realistically, though, you are going to be dropping the Juice Boost and the gun. What you are going to be doing right now is making some beverages. Now, the amount you make will actually vary. If you have a lot of inventory at this point, you might have 5. You are going to be making, let's see, 3. No, if you have 4, you are making 3. Most you can make is about 5. We'll make 5 just so we have it. It'll be good to have 5. Like, well, actually, wait, 5? 4. No, it's 5. Hold on, I'm wrong. It's 5. Anyway, take 2. Throw them right there if you don't have the inventory. You want to make sure you have enough inventory for everything. We're making 5. Making 5. Okay. Sorry, I blanked for a second. There we go. Anyway, the reason you want 5, 2 in the inventory that you hold, and then you drink 1 before you go. That being said, I made 5 because I'm assuming I'm gonna get 2 inventory right now. Those are for later. They won't despawn, and we're entering the boss fight with the twins. Now, the twins are a pretty easy boss fight. Kind of. I'll show you how it works. Honestly, the hardest part is getting to them, because you need to do this little wiggle, like this. You want to make sure you kind of keep that zombie, like, arm thing chained. The spawn here is kind of awkward, but yeah, the better you chain that, the more Chuck will actually push zombies past him, which that's what you want. Anyway, here's the fight. You just shoot one of them. I pick Amber. Don't like 100-0 her, but like just keep tapping. Like I just sort of mash the button, like not like super fast, but like rhythmically. You want to have some ammo left by the end of this fight. And then quick step is so she doesn't eviscerate me. This fight's actually getting a little bit rough. Hold on. There we go. You'll usually end about 30 ammo. That's pretty good. Now, your actions will change based on what you got. I made 5. That is the best case scenario. The worst case here is if you have 4 stock. Let's see what we get. I got... Worst case scenario. I got 2 health. Okay. That's okay. We'll make it work. So, this is going to get a little awkward, but we'll try playing our best. If you have 5 stock, you will take 1, drink 1, and keep all your items that you have now. If you have 4 stock, we're going to take 1 and drink 1, meaning we must throw out this gun. Unfortunately, things are going to be harder now. We don't get to keep the gun. But I do want both quick steps. Whenever you're away from quick step, you want to keep quick step topped up. So you're almost always going to be drinking there and taking 1. Technically, you don't have to take 1. You could just drink there. But you can kind of see how stock plays here. I got unlucky. You probably won't get that unlucky. Having the SMG or the LMG there is very nice because normally it will help with one of the later fights in the game. Depending on what stock you got, the route does change though. We are playing a route that will be a little bit more unfortunate, but by the next major mission, the things you're going to need are all of the quick steps. You probably drink them along the way, which I'll tell you when to drink them in each case. Usually the answer is if quick step starts flashing, get ready to drink. Like it's almost always, if it runs out, get ready to drink. That's almost always the answer. Sometimes it's early, and it's usually if you need certain items. Anyway, if you have inventory for 1 item, you'll probably be drinking soon at this point. If you got 2 stock, congratulations, you got very lucky. If you got 2 stock, you're going to be grabbing a spitball launcher in that shop over there. I'll be grabbing it a little bit, but I don't have room now, so I'm not going to grab it. I don't have the room. I want to make sure I conserve the quick step as much as possible. If you got 1 stock, you're probably taking the route I'm taking right now, because you want the quick step to last. The route you're taking doesn't matter, because we're doing all the same actions. The whole idea here is safe house, roof, and then hotel. So between that, you can do whatever you want. And that's why it changes up a little bit there. The major change, though, is you noticed I don't have a gun, and we're going to fight guys where I need a gun. So we're probably going to have to acquire a gun, which is not too bad. There'll be some pistols along the way. But, yeah, no, I kind of got unlucky. But hey, I get to show off a rough run, don't I? Anyway. I bro stream all night? Yeah, I stream every night. How's Marcellus? I'm a graveyard shift man. That's what I do. Start at like 10 p.m.-ish and then go to like at least 8 hours. It's my job. I have a job. Alright, anyway, we're on the roof. Very often, quick step usually runs out up here. Probably about the time you're ready to head back, it will run out. But now we're on 5-2. I think mine's gonna... Oh, no, there it is. Mine's running out. That's good. That was an Agent Orange. I'll be doing good. Yeah, usually it runs out once you leave the elevator here, so you should get ready to drink now. Hey, as you may have noticed, like, you know, remember, like I said, quick step ain't going too bad right now, is it? Almost perfect timing. It ran out, and now we're back. How you doing today, though, Agent Orange? Hope you're doing good. Now, this mission is the TK mission. That was Nucky. Looks to be doing good. Please censor job. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Employment. That better for you? Please censor job. So, I did get shafted on inventory. That's okay. If you have 5, you'll have the regular amount of slots. You'll probably still have the LMG, but you'll now be able to grab the next item. If you had 6, you've already grabbed this item, and you'll probably head straight to the fight. But what we're grabbing is actually going to be the spitball gun, which is right here. So this game doesn't have the ray gun. Before you ask, because off the record uses the ray gun, we don't have that here. We only have the spitball gun, so you need to use the spitball gun. It's been a while? Well, I've been here. I've been good. We're going to be heading over to the hotel. Now, there are going to be 4 TK goons. If you kill one, you can take their gun, but you need to kill at least one with a regular gun. If you got really unlucky and you don't have a gun, guess what? You need a gun. How will you get that gun? Well, there's a pistol underneath the hotel counter. Just like a real hotel. So, don't mess with hotel clerks. They have guns. In America. Oh, maybe in Vegas at least. I don't know about all hotels, but yeah, don't be kind to the hotel receptionists. The people at the front desk, be kind to them. Otherwise, yeah, look at this guy. See? Back here, he has a gun. A boss, if you need a heal, it's right there. Anyway, I'll get that back in a second. But 3 headshots ought to do it. I missed. They're not super strong, but they're definitely not weak, so don't underestimate them. Luckily for me, I have plenty of health, so I'm not too worried there. Alright, now that they're... Wait, you dead? No, you're not dead. Right. Now that they're all dead, I'm actually going to throw out the gun. We're going to go right to the back. And get back my spitball gun. TK's last goon will not be an issue. You just need to run past him. And now we're in the elevator. So, the reason this works is because all the projectiles are coded as throwable weapons. This is meant to be a throwable weapon fight. Observe. You want to fire and aim for the rotor as much as possible. And, yeah, there's the TK chopper fight. He is now dead. We have won. It's a really goofy fight, because you use a toy spitball gun, and it just shatters his chopper. It just... down. Down, down, down it goes. And, yeah, no, it's gone. It's absolutely gone. Anyway... At this point, you can make it save again if you want, but we're going to get a level up right there. I got 1 stock, and it looks like I got some other upgrade. I don't know what I got. Probably range damage. I don't recommend you make your save here. I highly recommend, if you are going to make a safety save, do it manually, okay? It's going to sound weird. Do a save manually if you do plan on doing one. The reason why is because that upgrade won't carry over. If you try making a safety save right on that last automatic save, it won't actually count your level up. It levels you up after the save, which is goofy as hell. So keep that in mind. Anyway, you can make your save there. We're not going to need it. This fight is pretty straightforward. I now have 5 inventory. That is actually ideal. And I mean, I would like 6, but 5 is okay. We are going to be getting our next round of quick steps. You may have noticed they lasted for a while, but quick step doesn't last forever. For this one, you can do 3 coffee creamers, okay? 3 coffee creamer. Which, I mean, there's a variety of places, but you can get like 1 here and like 2 right here. There's some along the way as well. Also, avoid gas zombies like the plague. Or the gas, I should say. Haha. I see there's one right there. Gas zombies will infinitely stun you. They're very bad. Do not get got. Okay? Okay. Anyway, we're making more quick steps. Why? Well, you need more quick steps. It's quite important. Like, there's not a better answer. If you don't have them, you're not going fast. You may have noticed we swapped to the quick step route instead of the regular route at this point. Or the boarding route. Boards are nice, but they're not quick step nice. Okay, so here is the plan. You ready? Well, after these guys. Nice. Oh, I got DDT. Okay. On the Solar Strip, there is an Irish pub. I don't remember the name of it, but it's next to the strip club, right? There is a blender in there, and that blender conveniently has 3 orange juice. For this round of quick steps, you will be using that blender. It won't be every round, but this round, that blender will be good for what you want. Knowing how things work is very important, and I'll keep it simple. Coffee, creamer, and orange juice is quick step. Wine and almost anything in the game is also quick step. However, there is a third combination you must memorize. Beer and coffee is quick step. Got it? Anyway, there are 2 places to get a shotgun. I'll be taking this one because it'll be better for my quick step routing. By the way, you want to make sure you have quick step active for going into this fight. I'll drink it now because I need inventory. And this shotgun is reliable. It's safe. If you don't have this one, that cop right there has a shotgun. You want to jump kick him. And it's pretty easy to get. Like, as long as you don't dilly-dally, you'll be fine. Anyway, you must have 1 shotgun for this upcoming fight. This fight, I highly recommend practicing. It is not an easy fight. However, it can be really easy if you know what you're doing. You may have noticed, quick step is important. Yes, it is. A lot of the fights, we are, making up our lower level by getting higher movement speed. Like, it's kind of funny because you don't think about it, but one of the best stats in this game is movement speed. And you having more movement speed makes a lot of these fights way easier. Anyway, the fight will begin the same. He'll lob a grenade, he'll never hit it, and you want to run right up to him and kind of keep in range. You are a Souls boss. So, the idea behind it is you want to stay about this range, right? Also, he just got stuck. He won't normally do that. Normally, he'll try to swing at you. Too close, you'll get swung at. That's bad. Too far, you'll get shot at. Also bad. This is the sweet spot, and honestly, that was literally a perfect fight. I couldn't have done it better if I tried. In fact, it was too good. That fight was actually too good. Not even kidding. Okay. Ooh, I got unlucky. Okay, so I did not get stock. Unfortunately, I will lose some time because of that. If you don't get stock here by this point, you're at 5. If you have 6 stock, congratulations. Grab Rebecca, grab that gun. Although you should grab that gun before you win, and you want to get in this car. Yes, this strat still works. Yes, the strat is stupid. So, you may be wondering, what do you lose time for here? Okay. You lose time if you had to drink that quick step. That's a quick step you could have had for later, and you don't need quick step because I'm in a car. The car is always going to be faster too, so. Unfortunately, it is something that you must have. Am I excited for Gumball Season 7? No. I haven't really watched any of it, so not really. Good for those who enjoy it. Not really gonna be too much my thing. Alright, anyway, at this point, we're gonna take Rebecca, and we're gonna go inside. Remember, you need 1 inventory slot to carry Rebecca. That's why, if you had a quick step, you would probably drink it there right before you go. Your old one would have ran out, and then you would have a full quick step for Rebecca carrying. The problem right now is mine's probably going to run out in the maintenance hallway. I'm probably going to have to re-drink it there, but we'll be caught up. Also, why is my game lagging? What the fuck? Alright, it looks like it's settled up. Yeah, we should be running... Actually, if I make the whole way, that's actually way better. Maybe I will make it the whole way. Actually, I might. I did drink quick step right before I started. Yeah, we'll see. It probably runs out. It should run out soon. I don't know. Maybe it'll last the whole time. It runs out later. Actually, I might be reversing the thought. I think if you don't drink quick step, it runs out. Either way, we made it back. We're going to have to re-up in the next part. Yeah, you just carry her back with quick step. So, let's talk about save points. Make a save here. Make a save here. You make a save on here if you are going no reset. You may laugh. I've seen it happen to the best of runners. You can get unlucky, and if you get unlucky, it's bad. I don't think you need to do it every time. In fact, if you do it, your run should be dead. But if you're doing a no reset, you must save here. The reason why is the off chance this can happen. The zombies can kick this barrel behind a locked door. You have no way of unlocking the door. You soft lock the game and can't complete it. It happens with any door. So, and any item it counts. Anyway, with that thought, you're just running to grab a few items. It's pretty straightforward. Up to you on whether or not you want to use quick step. Personally, you might want to have it, but it won't be the end of the world if you don't have it. I'm not gonna use it here, I'll probably save it, but I need to play a brief ad on Twitch. If you wanna avoid it, sub to the channel, Prime Gaming. Sounds good, you're missing me grabbing an item. Alright, here it goes, Edge. Yep, items are always in the same spot, though. Ideally, you'd, like, have one whole fresh quickstep. That's kind of why the Rebecca quickstep's better. Because if you drink it later, you have it for this whole time. You don't need to worry about losing it. And it's a lot safer. The reason why I don't want to drink it now is because we're going to have a good long portion where you need to not move. And it's a waste if I do that. Alright. Yeah, funny enough, I guess since we're talking about TV shows a little bit, the only TV show I'm hyped for is King of the Hill, the reboot. Fucking love King of the Hill, man. Also, yes, I've heard the news. I've definitely heard the news. I'm not bringing up too much of it because it's definitely, you know, sad news, but I try to keep the topic light.
I think I got...
But yeah, I'm very excited for King of the Hill.
Last thing...
Government sources have confirmed.
All right. Now we hit a bit of a fun part. I also have one extra quick step technically, I think, so it might be fun here. Let's make two just in case, though. We'll make two, we'll be safer. You will need to make at least one quick step at this point. At least one more, I think. In fact, let's just do two so we have it. I think I'll be a lot safer, and I should be able to make it all the way. You actually want 2 coffees. If you want one, you would grab coffee creamer and coffee. If you want 2, you would simply grab 2 coffees. I'm gonna go 2, it's a little bit safer than 1. But, like I said, a lot of it's inventory based. If you really wanted to play it safe, you would probably do coffee creamer, coffee, coffee if you had full stock, but oh well. Yeah, I've always wanted to do the full Chuck story, but I didn't like the idea of waiting, but this is way better now. And this is an idea I've been wanting. I think a lot of people have had this idea, so. Been wanting to do this for a good while. Plus, it'd be nice to see how long Chuck's story really takes to beat when you're not waiting the whole time. Alright, anyway, this bar right here actually has a blender. I'm gonna drop that, and there are 2 beers right here. Remember what I said? Coffee and beer will make quick step. Also, I want to give a brief shout out to the video I made before. If you have not watched it, is the Dead Rising mixed drink video. Why am I giving that video a shout out? Because you may have noticed that a lot of these combinations are vile. They're bad. They're terrible. And if you think, will Quickstep taste terrible? Yes. I tried them. They're all bad. They're all terrible, except for like Nectar, which is okay. But it was a really good video. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. It's on my YouTube. I think it's, for Twitch, exclamation mark DR Drinks, I think ought to do it. It was a fun video. Yeah, it was a very fun video. I liked making it. Yeah, that one. For YouTube video, I don't have it, and for YouTube chat, you probably just look at YouTube and you'll find it. Alrighty, so time for one of the goofiest things in the game. And I hate this because it's one of those things that it should be a no shit moment, but unfortunately I'm a dumbass. First off, I drink quick step here. Why? It's safer. Now, you want to go on the left. I've never known this when I was younger. I never known this until much later when I watched a world record of one of the ones that beat my old time. And yeah, no, there's stairs right here. Right here. You don't need to, like, vault over there and try to make your way up. No, you just take the stairs. They're right there. It's really easy. And now you can get ready for the hardest boss in the whole game. You ready? These are the scientists. Oh, no! Alright, they're dead. Actually, I could have kept that. That's fine. Alright, the scientists have been defeated. They are dead. Now, at this point, you may be wondering what happens. If you want a safe strat, what you can do is you can get a sniper rifle. You'll go left, go upstairs, there'll be a gun shop. You want to grab 1 to 2 sniper rifles, and there is a cheese spot. You can do that. We're not doing that. We're doing the fast strat. But if you do want to play it safe and you worry the hard strat's too hard, beginner strat, you would grab a sniper rifle and you would just go on the lower, like, box. I'll show the spot when we're there. But you can snipe him from there and he'll just laugh the whole time and you can kill him, like, with 19 shots. So keep that in mind, okay? So, actually, I probably could have went there and grabbed a sniper rifle and a shotgun, and then I probably would have been more than fine, but... I mean, I already committed. Oop, this way. Boom, boom, boom. Ah, good water. Yeah, at this point, we're just heading back. I actually have enough quick steps for the rest of the game, funny enough. So we're actually kind of safe. I probably could have done with the one less quick step, but this will be safe. But yeah, hopefully you've been enjoying Dead Rising 2. I really do love running this game. It is a fun time. And I'm very happy we've been able to do the whole story. I mean, we're not done with the whole story yet. We still have Case West after this, but... I don't know, I really do like doing no resets of DR2. If you're wondering, what's the biggest issue with this game? You know, I never mentioned it. I should have brought it up earlier. Speedrun.com. Also, thank you for the 5 biddies, Olaf. Thank you. Thank you for the heart. Speedrun.com has resources. It has a controller fix. If you want to use your controller, use your controller. It has a fix. It's very easy to set up. It has a guide. It is very simple. That is the best way of doing it. This is the Steam port. It has everything you need to learn. Also, do not give TK the Zombrex. You're doing ending A. If you're doing all bosses, you can do that, which, well, maybe I'll do a video on that in the future. But, if you're doing ending A, do not give TK Zombrex. The canon ending is TK does not get Zombrex. You don't need to give him it. For ending, the canon ending of the game is no TK Zombrex. If you want the game's best ending, you would give him Zombrex. It gives you the TK fight. So I had to give it. I mean, if you want the game's final ending, yeah, you do. But, like, we're doing canon ending. It's funny. The canon ending is the one where Chuck doesn't, like, get the Zombrex, as goofy as that might sound. If you're wondering what happens, I'll probably do this in the future where I upload an all cutscenes thing. What happens is TK turns into a zombie and he attacks Chuck, and then Katie and Stacy escape, but Chuck is left behind. You don't know what happens to Chuck, but then they made a DLC called Case West, where what happens is Frank West saves Chuck at the last second. And then before the city gets firebombed, they, like, drive out or something. And then they go to hunt down Phenotrans, which we'll be seeing in a moment. Anyway, you're making your way over the Yucatan for this mission. This is the final boss, the Fax. The extra quick step will be nice. We'll probably be using that right before the fight. Now, things you must have. If you're doing the risky strat, you want at least one. You want a full charge of quick step, maybe even some healing. I will make the safety save because, you know, this is a good time for it. And like I said, I will show off the spot you will do. As in Sage and Jaded, they'll be doing good. Always gonna wake up. Yeah. I do kind of wish I kept one of my, my gun. Like, I should have kept the gun. I don't know why I threw it out. If you do need more quick steps, that shop still has them. Remember that. And this guy right here has a shotgun. Normally, you want to shoot this man with your assault rifle that I dropped mistakenly, and then you can do that. You also want to keep it just in case, but we're not going to worry about that. Final boss is in that elevator, so this is a very good save to make. It's right before the final boss. It's right here. There is zero reason not to make this save. You should 100% make it. Anyway, here's the plan. Before you enter, in fact, you shouldn't even worry about quick step. Bring quick step here. Don't worry about how much you have left. You have full quick step right here. It's a very specific setup. Steve up. They haven't
Hell
seen him
yeah,
in 28
Town
months.
Over Chuck.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
classy
It's
cans.
time to goon for Chuck. That's right. The final boss will be at the end of the stairs. Also, thank you for the 28 months. Don't be doing good. Ready? He's behind this door. Now, we're gonna go up and fight him. The cheese spot is right here as, like, in this corner as you can be. You aim up, you'll hit him there. We're not doing that. Instead, we're doing this. It's gonna be a weird strat. Hold on. Okay. There he is. So that flying... Alright, I'm glad I saved it. That flying punch does that. The flying punch is bad, as you can imagine. Also, I'd be dead. We'll see. I'll play it right. Oh my god! That was... wow, he just opened to that, huh? Alright, I might be dead. Hold on. Good thing I made the save, huh? Okay, so the strategy here. Shoot him. He will lean. Whenever he leans, just start moving right. Keep shooting him. Whenever he leans, you also might want to slowly roll and shooting. It's very easy to set up when you got it. You see that little lean? He's always going to do that. It's very easy when you have the pattern down. Oh my god, look at that! Alright, I may have been robbed. I'm not gonna lie. Luckily, we made the save, but I may have been robbed. That's what I'm saying right now. That was a robbery. That was a robbery in broad daylight. You see that? The man, 0 health, decided to throw that out there. What a guy. Off the record's very different. Like, honestly, off the record's an entirely different run. I would say it's entirely different. What a game, huh? What a game. Anyway, let's do that right. If you're wondering, oh, why did you die? Well, one, close. I mean, I got robbed. Like, I don't know how he didn't die to that. The man had 0 health. He literally didn't have a bar. Anyway, if you're wondering why I died, it's because I showed up the safety strat. It's a lot easier when you have a full setup for it. Ready? Oh, hey, look, full setup. See? I let him move too much. See? There you go. Anyway, like I said, it's an easy fight. If you're wondering how much this should take, I'll take a little bit less than 20. Anyway, GG. That's what's supposed to happen. You see? That should be happening like that. And that's what should have happened the first time. Anyway, we're watching all the final cutscenes for these, so... Yeah, no, I got blatantly robbed. Like, that was kind of sad. But, hey, you know what? I get to show off how it goes. No resets are fun. GG, we got one more game. It'll be alright. I'm gonna check Twitter while I wait. I found a cat in a cup. That's pretty fun.
We're the good guys.
On Serious Twitch.
Not you.
Yeah, no. The sniper cheese is recommended. Like, I will say fully, RF2N, like, if you were learning this run, the old speedrun strat before this got found was doing the sniper. Like, it is the best way of fighting him if you don't know how to do that. How was the runs? Oh my god. It's going fine. Honestly, pretty good. How to rank the mainline games, how based off on their speedrun. 1 is the best, 2 is pretty tight, off the record is after that. Personally, I'd say Case West over Case Zero, but I would say, honestly, 1, 2 off the record, 3, 4.
You want the scoop of a lifetime? There's a bunker full of survivors in Fortune City.
I don't think any of the Dead Rising games are bad. Dead Rising 4 has a lot of waiting. Dead Rising 3, even with the waiting, like, if you're doing all bosses, it's tight. There's also a TimeSkip mod. I think Case West is a little better than Case Zero, but Case West is a lot of bullshit, which we'll be seeing in a second. After these cutscenes are done. Also, I literally can't skip them. I would if I could. Honestly, I don't really do DR3 time skip because I really like the way all bosses works. Like, Nightmare all bosses is such a cool category. That being said, I'm very opposed to DLC, but
We're going home.
I like Nightmare all bosses. All bosses is a dope category overall. That it is. I just don't like the DLC weapons. I think they're too strong. Like, I don't care enough to change the leaderboard at all, but like, yeah, no, they're pretty beefy.
mother's things in it.
Why would he let Katie hold that? That's my question. It has all her things in it. You know what? I'm glad. I'm glad that Katie gets to hold all of her mother's possessions, not Chuck. Oh no, it's TK! Zombie TK! So, I already mentioned it, but for a lot of people, if you don't know how it works, Case West and Case Zero were locked to the Xbox. Case West requires ending A. Why is Zombie TK so strong? Because he's TK.
Take care of Katie.
Why?
Come on. We can't wait.
And then Chuck died, only to be resurrected by Frank West. Ah ha ha ha. Now that right there, that's the C. That being said, so, what, we asked the difference between off the record and this. Off the record isn't bad, but the main difference is, one, you never use quick. Like, use quick step once. You barely use quick step. You're almost always on the board because, well, this game has like 4 damage boards. Off the record has like, I think it's 64 damage boards or 16 damage boards. I think it's 16 damage boards. And then you multiply that by 9. It's not that or 64. I don't remember. It's a stupid number. You end up getting really good skateboards. So you quite literally never need to actually worry about boarding. Like, you can run into every zombie you want, and I think you can go over half the game before you need to replace the boards. It's somewhere around 20. Yeah. I want to say it's 16, like, but it's weird. Either way, you end up getting like a board that's like 100 plus hits. Like, if you break the board, that's your fault. In this game, it's 4, and it'll shatter. Alright, so like I was saying, Dead Rising 2, right? Okay, that's the main Dead Rising 2. And I'm closing this game. And we're going to Case West. So the funny part is that I need to go from my Xbox to Steam, and then back to my Xbox. Plug that, I'm tired of that. Alright, we're almost done. Oh. My Xbox like turn off? What happened there? What happened to my Xbox? I'm not sure. Did it turn off? Maybe I need to reboot it. Okay. Just reboot it. Boop. Let's see. Yeah, for a good game. It's not a bad game. I think it's overhated. It's just strange, maybe. What the hell happened to my Xbox? I'm gonna pick up again. Yeah, let's try this out. There we go. Okay. Now to Case West. Last one. So, Case West is going to be probably the hardest, I think. I'm actually gonna grab safety, like, stuff, because Case West is kind of hell. That being said, actually, Pokisal, do you know how many quick steps you settled on? Also, John Madden. John Madden. Alright. 3 then 2. Gotcha. 3 then 2 sounds good. I kind of like that last quick. I might make the last quick step just in case. Anyway, here's what ends up happening. I think you literally can see. Yeah, see, look, there's TK. See, it's canon. Chuck and TK fighting the elevator. I'll play the cutscene just so you can see. That's pretty good, being good. Oh no! And then Chuck died, and then the run immediately ended. Now it actually happens. Oh my god! He was hit with a bat. Who hit him?
Never did like that damn show.
I can't believe it. It's overweight reporter Frank West. No way. Yeah, also Chuck grew clothing. It just grew off his skin. You know, like how like Venom from Spider-Man, he can like grow a costume. Remember, Chuck was full hog out when he was fighting him, chat. He was full hog out, but he grew skin. Or clothing, I should say. Anyway, they decided to break into Phenotrans, now they're here. Also, apparently Chuck leveled up to fucking level 40, I might add. Anyway, at this part of the game, you were literally just waiting. You're waiting about 30 seconds. You can kill things if you want. You're waiting 30 seconds. Oh, hold on, not bad. After you skip the cutscene, you're gonna be going to fight a couple of guys upstairs. So, here's a fun strat. You don't need to go to the shipping office immediately. You're gonna go up here, well, up here instead, and you're gonna grab a nice sody, and you are grabbing this security AR. You can jump on this rail, and you are going to do this because it's really cool. And then you can just do that. Now, since we have a gun immediately, you must kill 2 guys. Oh, of course, Kathy. Of course, that's right. There are gonna be 2 guys in this room. You're gonna take them both out. This is controller aiming with weird sensitivity. Honestly, I might need to modify the sensitivity, but aiming on this is so weird to me. I'm not a huge fan of aiming on this console yet. Maybe I need to mess with the sensitivity settings. Best advice I have, the best way to aim is by not aiming. You move to where you need to be. Anyway, grab a coffee, grab a soda. This is going to go by very fast, but it's almost all mission. Like, I ended up enjoying this a lot more. Also, jump down immediately. Ended up enjoying this a lot more than, why did I drop my gun? Don't need it. I enjoy this a lot more than the other one, Case Zero, because there's a lot more missions. Albeit, Case Zero is the better DLC casually. But, I don't know. This one's very, like, you always got something going on. Anyway, this car. Make sure you park it far behind. Kind of like that. That's actually a perfect parking. Anyway, the downside is your car can be exploded. There's a guy throwing grenades. And that would be bad, so don't get it exploded. This guy is here. You don't need to kill him. You just need to go on this computer. Don't worry. He won't kill you while it's happening.
Going down.
While we're here, we're now going to be grabbing 2 coffees. This is why we got rid of the gun. We don't need it anymore. And we're going to be grabbing a soda. Take it easy as you go. Have a nice day at work. And we'll be back Thursday here. Alright, car still works. We're good. We got all our coffees. We got all our sodas. By the way, if it wasn't apparent, the mixture in this game is coffee and soda for Quick Step. That is what we're making Quick Step. Also, another fun thing. We have the ability to roll. Use it. It is a very good ability. And now we can actually do it. So you should roll. Ah, this crispy knockout would have been good. Rolling is good. I will say the same principle applies here as it did for Case Zero. If you remember in Case Zero, jumping near zombies is going to be very rough. So if you're near zombies, try to avoid the urge to jump. If you think you're about to get grabbed, you can jump. Just remember, it makes them much more aggressive. Also, I don't know why I jumped there. One of the cool parts of this game, too, is that you don't need to worry at all about inventory management. You will always have what you need. Right here, you'll be making 3 quick steps. Drink 1 immediately, and then pocket the others. Oh my god. Hold on. That might be bad. Please make quick step again. Please. God damn. Alright, never mind. You'll be making 2 quick steps, because I accidentally missed 1. Don't worry, if you messed up, you'll be fine. Why? Because you can just make another one. You want 3 quick steps, and ideally, you will have more speed than I'm going to be having. That's okay. Hell, this is a good lesson about Case West. Allow me to tell you, right? 30 FPS is kind of hell. After playing VR2 on Steam, yeah, no, playing it on console is really rough. Like, you notice. You definitely notice. Anyway, you want to make sure you're out of your 3 quick steps. Not the randomizer. Back there. Here, here's, I think, a randomizer. Yeah, it's gone. You know what? Just so I've done it right, just so I can show off what's supposed to happen. Here. 3 quick steps. You'd run down there, you do the thing. You don't need to make these ones. It's because I messed up the order. There. Now we have the proper amount of quick steps. What a game, huh? What a game. And I'll play things as we did it right, okay? We'll assume we did it right. Okay, so you will have ran out of quick step right there. Normally. What does that mean? A story Case West. Chuck Green is saved by Frank West. They're going to take down Big Pharma together. You're going to go into this area, and there is this weird unicycle thing. You're going to drive it straight ahead. You want to go roughly about right here. You may have noticed this is the same spot from earlier. Anyway, you wouldn't normally also be going this fast, but I am right now because, you know, messed up on the order. Grab the soda, grab the gun, and you will also be going to the roof. For a shotgun. And, yeah, there we go. Why is Case West bad? It's not bad, it's not as good as the others. It kind of started a lot of the issues that would plague Dead Rising 3 and 4. Started in this game. Also, a lot of fan service more than substance. Alright, anyway, we're now going to begin the next mission. You will normally be drinking here, so we're going to act like we're here. The best way I can say to follow the map is to just sort of memorize where you're going. You need to practice. There's no way for me to truly tell you where you're going. But what we're going to do is we're taking this exit to Storage Bay, right? This place is a labyrinth, and it is a terrible labyrinth. We're going to try running as much as we can. But once we're in the holding pens, we're going to drop down. I would have dropped down, actually, the other way, but you're trying to go to these stairs. These stairs are the only way to get up, and you are trying to get to that door right there. There's no other way to this door. But you're going to the labs. Oh, there might be another entrance to the labs. This is the fastest one. Oh, there might even be a faster one. I don't know. It's a weird layout. But the whole reason why you're here is just to go into this room and get a key card. That's it. Your quick step will likely be running out in a moment. Probably about the time we leave. So get your next quick step ready. Mine's actually lasting a little bit long, which is pretty good. But I'm fully expecting to run out in a second here. It's kind of up to you on how you want to drink it. If it runs out early, maybe you drink it in that room because you're less likely to hit. I don't know, it's happily doing good. Otherwise, I like drinking it when I vault because I don't have to worry about limiting my quick step as much. And also, I won't get hit right here. You just want to make sure it's active. Anyway, I have the guns I need. We have everything we will have to have. We don't actually need to loot the things here, but if you don't have them, you should loot them. They're right there. And hey, look, there we go. We go back to the storage bay. And the next spot we're going to is literally right here. It's kind of funny how close it is to the safe house. Like, everything you need to do is very close to each other, and that's kind of goofy, ain't it? Funny, but a little goofy. Anyway, coffee, and soda. You're making more quick step. That's right. Why did you take a picture of me, pervert? All right. You can actually leave one behind if you really want to optimize it. You can run down this hallway. You'll be just fine. But now it is time to fight some goons. You want a shotgun, and you want that AR. Now, the shotgun should do all the work, but sometimes it doesn't, so you want both. Anyway, ignore Frank. He sucks. I like to alternate shots and make sure Frank doesn't get in the way. He might. He will. He did. Sure. Sure. Really need to test giving Frank a gun? Eh, might be a good idea. Yeah, I have an idea. I have a brilliant idea. You know what? I don't need the gun I have. How about we do this? Because that fight is now over. We're going to re-up our quick step. And here's the plan. We're going to give Frank a gun. Why? Honestly, I think it's a great idea. We don't use this gun anyway. We throw it out. So here, take this gun. I don't need it. Although I'm pretty sure he runs out of ammo, doesn't he? You aim and press Y? Oh, and then he'll shoot. You're expecting friendly fire? I mean, worst case scenario, he normally just gets the shit kicked out of him anyway. Anyway, yeah, there we go. I probably should grab the OJ in that room. It's okay. I will make do. Probably something along the way. We're just heading straight back. Wait, no, it's a helmet. I was like, is that the OJ? No, helmet. I think there's actually OJ in here. Yeah, we'll take the OJ in here. It'll be fun. If you're wondering why I'm looking for extra OJ, don't NPCs have unlimited ammo? Normally they do. I don't remember the rules of Frank because he's meant to be a player. Anyway, I probably should have made a save there. Keyword probably. I think there might be another one. Anyway, at this point, we now need to gather the supplies for the final boss. Right, but the thing is, I don't remember if Frank's programmed as an NPC. I think he's meant to be a player, so I know his bat doesn't break, but I don't remember the rules on Frank. It's specifically him that has the problem. Anyway, the items are always in the same spot. One of them is right here. Detonator. The next item, you're going to the security tower. This is where the run can get really bad. However, we'll be grabbing some supplies. What supplies? We're grabbing 2 guns and 2 machine guns. 2 shotgun, 2 machine gun. We're also going to get ready to drink quick step. We'll ignore this pleb, and the item we're going to need is right on the right. I'm actually going to jump for that, because it should get me out of the way.
Finally.
Shotgun. Jump, because he's about to hit me. Never mind. I'll be okay. It is very important you grab the items that we are grabbing. Oh my god! Game, let me move. Nice! Okay, we're good. We made it. So, if you're wondering which part of this is the worst part, by far, is getting to this door. Once you're at this door, you're home free. Drink the quick step right here. Right here. I think there's a save. I hope there's a save. We're gonna make it for safety. I think it's here, but I mean, the run's 10 minutes. If you die, you should just reset. Reset the run if you're dead. Although in Pharaoh 7, this is like an hour 40 run, so I will make the save. Also, apparently I missed a gun. I don't know how, but I missed a gun. Oh, right, I got shot. That's right. There's not the case. That's okay. We'll make it work. I'll simply lock in. Alright, so you're gonna go right here, and then, hey, look at that. We're just gonna skip the cutscene, and now we are ready for the boss. Ready? The way to get to, oh wait, it's like right, oh wow, literally right here. Wow, okay, you know what? Very, very easy save. You know what, chat? I wanted to show you the safety save right before Harjeet, okay? This is fully intended. I definitely didn't accidentally forget to save. Don't worry, fully intended. Anyway, the way you fight Harjeet is going to be shotguns when he's on the ground, assault rifle in midair. If you need more assault rifles, he will summon goons. You should kill the goons. Frank might even do it. Either way, the goons will drop them. You don't care about the melee goons, you only care about the range goons, which will always spawn out of the right door. They'll be near the spawn. Anyway, it is now time to fight Harjeet. How does Harjeet go? If he rams you, try to get him in the red. Otherwise, just shoot him till he's dead. Same principle applies. It's all shotgun enemies. He ran away. That's okay. Harjeet, as you can imagine, is annoying. He is very, very, very annoying. Alright, hold on. Okay, give me that. Oh my god. First boss in the entire series. Yeah, Harjeet's kind of a menace. What? Okay. Luckily, Frank's doing all the tanking for me. Frank the tank, huh? Harjeet, where are you going? Yeah, Frank got ammo? I mean, I don't even think Frank having ammo would matter at this point. Anyway, there's no better way of saying on how to fight Harjeet than get good. Sometimes it goes well, it usually won't. That's why the best strategy is kind of just get guns and use guns. Make sure you always have one bullet for the upcoming guys. Also, you can absolutely die here. It's pretty bad. I mean, in fairness, I'm just describing Harjeet. I don't think there's any way I can better describe Harjeet for you here. Harjeet is bad. Am I dead? I might be dead. Hold on. Well, I'm not dead. Somehow. Okay. I'm kind of like the same. Wait, where'd the gun go? Anyway, Frank's kind of just getting the shit kicked out of him. That's okay. That's about how I expected this fight to go. Anyway, yeah, oh my god! Anyway, remember the safety saves? This is why you make them. You're wondering, why did it go bad? Harjeet's bad. Like, most of the time, you're just resetting. That's why you make the safety save. Does Frank have infinite health? Frank has infinite health. Apparently, he doesn't have jack shit for ammo. In fact, I think giving Frank a gun may have been worse than not giving him a gun. Like, don't even bother giving Frank a gun. He ran out of ammo immediately. Like, maybe if you give him a gun right before the fight, it might work. But, like, no, he sucks with a gun. Here, let's try something out. Frank, here, take this gun. I'll see if that does any better. And maybe I'll point at Harjeet. But yeah, no, the fight, it goes really well, or it doesn't go really well. There's not really a whole lot more than get lucky with Harjeet. If it goes well, he'll stay down on the ground and you just shotgun him. He'll do all of his health in 2 shotguns. If it does not go well, he keeps hopping up, where you can't hit him with all your shotgun shells. So, yeah, no, well-designed boss fight, right? Okay, this is going a lot better this time. Why? I don't know, Harjeet just wanted to? Felt like it, I guess. Harjeet, what are you doing? Oh my god. Nice. Ow. What a guy, huh? What a guy. Oh, also, what is Frank doing? I don't even know what he's doing. Where did he go? Wait, where? Okay, that's fine. Also, don't you love that he jumps down simply to jump back up? Oh my god. Frank isn't drunk enough, apparently. You know what I have? Sandwich. Alright, dude, he's still up there. RG? Oh my god. Okay. There's also something else I should mention about this. In case you're wondering, why does it look like I'm playing kind of stuck? It's a temporary issue for what it's worth. The controller I have, the R1 button doesn't work. So, I'm gonna give you one more fun tip before we kill Harjeet. If you're playing this, make sure R1 works, okay? Just make sure of that, okay? It's probably the best strategy more than anything else I suggest, and GG, Harjeet is dead. Time actually ends technically here. But no, make sure your controller has a working R1 button. Mine, like, this controller had issues, it doesn't work. But yeah, there's Dead Rising 2, all of Chuck's full story. I don't know how to do a load remover, I'm not gonna bother trying. But yeah, we did all the Chuck Green stuff. I mean, this was Dead Rising 3, but we're not doing that. If you're watching this on YouTube, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Now what? Now I gotta watch Harjeet die, and then I fucking go to bed. Good, I'm glad Harjeet is dead. He may have a cool song, but the man's a menace.
Why would you do this?
Oh my god, is that Isabella? No way.
You can't think I need Zombrex anymore.
Yeah, at some point I'll probably do like an all cutscenes run of this if you want to know the full story. It makes sense. I'll probably upload it to YouTube as well. Don't know when, maybe next week.
A cure. You've had a cure all
I
this
think it's a good
time?
idea.
Of course. It wouldn't have been in our interests to release it. Besides, none of you are worthy. Not really. It's human greed and apathy that brought zombies into being.
It's funny because in
The
Dead
human
Rising
race
3 she becomes like
deserves the
laughably
zombie
like
apocalypse.
sad.
And now look at you.
Like she's just
You
not as
destroy
threatening in
the
Dead
very
Rising 3.
company
It's
that
kind of
brings you
sad.
the medicine to heal your loved ones. There will need to be another harvest now.
I'm just gonna say, when I played this when I was in high school, I thought it was hype as hell, man. I thought this was the absolute shit. This is the hype as hell moment. It had the aura, as they call it. Hype
I need
moments.
to find that cure for my daughter.
It's too late. We gotta go now.
Oh, Chuck. Anyway, the funny part is apparently this isn't the final cutscene. Like, I could have skipped this one. The final cutscene is the one that comes after. Let's see here.
A cure. Can you imagine the difference that would have
Yeah.
made to the whole world?
This game is canon. You're thinking of Off the Record.
That might
Off
have
the
been a
Record is not
lie,
canon.
Chuck.
This one is.
I need to believe that there's a cure out there. Well,
How do they explain how the Protag 3 is immune? The
the enemies
Protag
they
3
were
is one of
on the Fortune
Carlito's
CEO
orphans that he made in Dead Rising 1.
nobody is gonna take our word for what was going on in that place.
My Zombrex, I left it back in the...
Oh no! Frank West is going to die! Unless you like, comment, and subscribe on the video. Or subscribe on twitch.tv/Ecdysis. Oh my god.
World needs Frank West.
You see, Frank can only afford Zombrex based on what people give him. Which is nothing. Why don't you know these things? Because a lot of these games were locked to console for some stupid reason. Anyway, yeah, no, there's the Suck Peen story. We did it. Frank Rising. Well, that's Dead Rising 4. Anyway, yeah, hope you all enjoyed it. I don't know how much I plan on running specifically this, but chat, let the lesson be known. I spent probably like several days trying to get this working. Hell, many of them I had to take off, and I had to buy a variety of supplies, including 3 power supplies and a modded Xbox, and now I can play Case West without waiting. So, yeah, no, I bought a modded Xbox for this shit. Look at this shit. Look at this. Look at this modded Xbox. I had to learn what Aura is. I had to learn what all this stuff is. I have 5 copies of this game. And I have Amy, which someday we'll play Amy soon. When? I don't fucking know. Soon, TM. Anyway, I'm turning the show.